Yo, what's on? Welcome back to episode 6 of Tommy&Chi's Pacing in the Wind.
Hello, I'm Tommy.
And I'm Chi. And why don't you guys join us this week as we do some straight up Doc Brown time travel shit.
And then we're going to play our brand new, interesting new game, Random Recasts.
Random Recasts. And then what else are we doing?
And then we're going to be discussing everything to do with piles.
Piles?
We'll get there.
Let's go.
Let's kick things off with the news story of the week. So, Gav, what have you got us?
While I was scrolling the other day, I couldn't get past this headline. Astrophysicist believes he's cracked the equation for time travel.
Nice.
I found this on my Google News feed, but it's off of a site called earth.com.
You know almost immediately the story's going to be more disappointing than the headline.
I was hugely disappointed. Again, it's another one of those theory things.
Yeah, okay. So how has he cracked time travel then?
Basically by saying it can't be done. So I'm going to just get straight to the end of it.
Okay, yeah. I presume he's talking about travelling back in time.
Sort of, but it's different. Like I said, the story grabbed me because straight away I was thinking about DeLoreans.
Yeah, of course you were.
Mad, insane doctors, not some 70-year-old Professor Mallet, which is what his name is, which is a Ponzi way of saying mallet. The whole reason for him devoting his life to the study of time travel was he's foster dad. Yeah, he was adopted. He's got a sad backstory.
Okay.
He died of a heart attack when he was young.
Okay.
And part of his way that he consoled himself was he read The Time Machine by Jules Verne, isn't it?
H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells, sorry. And it gave him a passion for wanting to be able to go back and talk to his dad one more time. But you'd be a bit pissed because the two things that he's found out, having now cracked the equation for time travel, are one, obviously it can't be done. The second disappointing thing about it is that you can't create time travel past the point you created the machine. His definition of it is that you can send a message, but the message could only go back as far as the conception of that machine.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a telephone.
Yeah.
But you can't send something back, a message back, until you've invented the thing.
Yeah. Future telephone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get that. Yeah.
Which sounds more plausible than physically being able to send yourself back. Okay. It's quite bullet pointed, but one of the sections in this article is the time machine blueprint.
Right.
Mallet vision for a time machine centres on what he calls an intense and continuous rotating beam of light to manipulate gravity. His device would use a ring of lasers to mimic the space-time distorting effects of a black hole.
Right.
Let's say you have a cup of coffee in front of you, start stirring the coffee with a spoon, it started to spin. That's what a spinning black hole does, explained Mallet.
Yeah.
In Einstein's theory, space and time are related to each other. That's why it's called space-time. So when the black hole spins, it will actually cause time to shift. Eventually, a rotating beam of laser lights can be used as a kind of time machine and cause a time warp that will allow us to go back to the past, said Mallet.
I really like this idea. I reckon a clever writer, a clever director could make a great horror movie out of a future telephone.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably been done.
You pick up the phone and someone goes, "You're going to die in 7 days." Well, it's kind of like The Ring, really, isn't it?
The Ring doorbell. That's it there, The Ring doorbell. That's my movie.
Your future self rings your Ring doorbell and
leaves a little future message.
Yeah.
But time travel, mate. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be all it's cracked up to be.
No.
It definitely ain't. Not that. We're not going to go back with crazy doctors and have great adventures and
I want
come
a
back
sonic
to
screwdriver.
A much better future. You can't have a sonic screwdriver. We will never be capable to handle time travel.
It very rarely ends well in the movies, you've got to say.
I've just been given the theory that time travel can exist and we can do all of this with it, and straight away all I want to do is play a joke on myself. Just send back a fart noise and shout out it was him, and then just chuckle about it in the future. Yeah, the news story, a guy has cracked it, he's figured it out,
And
he's covered his own back by saying it can't be done.
I love science.
I know you do. Science bores me. It excites me at the same time, but it bores me. And news articles like this are a prime example. Because I've really got happy thinking, finally, we've cracked time travel. This is going to be amazing. But then to read, well, I've cracked it, but it can't be done yet. And it's just going to be a message. And do you know what? That is a real big kick in the balls.
I'm quite excited to get a future telephone.
Future phones, mate. We wouldn't be able to afford the bills on them. This wouldn't happen. And Apple would trademark it. Well.
The iFuture.
It's just stupid. It's stupid. We can't all have time machines. It would be chaos. Ironically, we'd have all the time in the world, but we'd still never be ready for anything.
No,
humans are stupid. For this next section, we thought we want to play a game with you. So we came up with an interactive game, and that game is...
Random Recasts.
What are the rules, Tommy? Just so that people are aware of what we're going through for them.
Quite simply, we have got a selection of random movies, plus we have been given 3 random actors for each movie. We don't know which ones these are, and we're going to try and recast the movies with our new actors.
We spin. We've got a minute to pitch that movie, having recast them 3 actors, and still try and get it across the line.
We'll try. This could be interesting.
This could be very interesting. Without further ado, round 1, spin the wheel. The wheel has spoken. Round 1 begins. Tommy, your movie is The Terminator.
The Terminator. Let me tell you my 3 actors I've been randomly chosen. I've got Nicolas Cage, Hulk Hogan, and Lady Gaga. I think this one's easy though, because
got a minute starting now.
Lady Gaga has got to be Linda Hamilton's character. I think Hulk Hogan. There's only one real choice for the Hulk Hogan, isn't there? It's got to be the Terminator.
He's not Reese.
He's definitely the Terminator.
Oh come on, give him more dialogue.
I think Nick Cage as Reese. His intensity would be amazing.
That's fair enough. I think you've had an easy win.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great movie. Hulk Hogan as the Terminator.
I want to see that movie.
Okay. Terminator with those 3 is then.
Boom. You're round 1. Flight of the Navigator. Who have you got?
Samuel L. Jackson, Bill Murray, and Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh my god. That's a very different movie. Go on.
Right. Bobcat Goldthwait has to be the ship.
Yes, definitely.
I'm having Samuel L. Jackson as the navigator. He's come back super old and super black this time. Bill Murray, I'm having as the head of the NASA people.
Okay.
I can't remember the actor, but it was the dude with the glasses.
Yep.
So that's my cast. It's going to be a totally different movie. Samuel L. Jackson is blatantly pissed at the ship because he's come back really old. He don't know what's going on. Everyone's a motherfucker. Bill Murray, he's just being Bill Murray.
Yep.
He hasn't got a very big part in this film, but it's going to be impactful. But the star of the show here, really, is Bobcat Goldthwait.
I mean, that's what sells me. Bobcat as the ship is that's amazing.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Round 2, and the wheel has spoken. Tommy,
what have I got?
You have Raiders of the Lost Ark. Who's your casting, mate?
My 3 selections here is Gary Oldman, Dana Carvey, Garth and Wayne's
Among other things,
yeah, and Burt Reynolds.
Oh my god, you've got the payload there.
Well, I mean, Burt Reynolds, obviously, he's got to be Indiana Jones.
Can't be anything else.
I mean,
I've got to admit, mate, I'm signing off on this movie. You haven't even got to pitch it. It's got Burt Reynolds in it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Gary Oldman is obviously got to be the baddie. That's actually quite perfect. I think he would be amazing in that part. Because he's kind of creepy, that dude. And Gary Oldman could do creepy. But now it's Garth. Where the hell am I putting Garth in this movie? I'm kind of thinking the snivelling henchman right at the beginning of the temple. That's kind of a waste of a character. But he does kind of fit there for me. I can't think where else to fit him. Go on, where would you put him?
He's a Nazi that burns his hand.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to be.
I just forgot about his character for some reason. Yes. Okay, no, yes. I mean, I'm going to take a sub here and have your selection, because that does work.
Well, it was that, or the wild card would be that it'd be the love interest. It'd be the Karen Allen.
Yeah.
But you're casting for Balog, which is the name of the French guy, as Gary Oldman. I like that.
Yeah.
You had me at Burt Reynolds.
Right, that's an easy one. That's an easy choice.
But yeah, it would be the snivelling henchman for Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
As in the Nazi guy.
Yeah.
I could just see him with the hand.
Yeah. And you get to see the face melt.
Yeah.
Your next one, RoboCop.
Awesome. I've got
Wonderful movie. Who are you recasting?
Whoopi Goldberg, Liza Minnelli, and Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, who are you going to tackle first?
I'm taking Jeff Goldblum. He's going to be Clarence bodyguard.
That was where I was leading to.
Yeah. He's the Clarence bodyguard. Liza Minnelli, she's going to be RoboCop's partner.
Lewis,
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, Liza Minnelli as Lewis.
Yeah.
And Whoopi Goldberg as the captain of the precinct.
Yes.
Just behind the desk.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be out of a job. Yeah, that's my Whoopi Goldberg.
That's inspired. I wouldn't have made that choice. I wouldn't have thought of that choice, but that's inspired. Brilliant.
Well, that's the best I can do with that.
I think that's brilliant.
I couldn't just make Jeff RoboCop. He wouldn't have been right.
Clarence Boddicker, he would have been a good Clarence, I reckon.
I think it'd be pretty good.
It'd have been a very different movie. But
I want to hear him deliver the line, bitches leave. Bitches, would you kindly leave? Right, Tommy, your next movie to recast, mate, is E.T.
Oh.
I know you hate that movie.
I hate that movie.
Who is your cast?
Right, so I have got Michael Caine, Tilda Swinton, and Terry Crews.
Ooh.
Well, I know where Terry Crews is going straight away. He's E.T. I would love to see Terry Crews as E.T.
Just body popping his nipples.
Yeah. Yeah.
Power.
Tilda Swinton, where the hell am I going to have Tilda Swinton?
See, she looks the most like fucking E.T.
Yes, true. Okay, Tilda Swinton, she's got to be the head of the FBI.
Right.
She can do sort of creepy authoritative roles. And Michael Caine. Oh shit, Michael Caine. Oh fuck, I can't think where I'm going to put him. You know, I hate this movie, so I haven't watched it in years.
So far, you're not getting my backing.
No.
For this one.
I'm trying to think of an adult character, male character, and I'm drawing a blank. He could be the police chief, but that's wasting it.
There is no police chief.
Isn't there?
No.
Isn't there any police in it?
There's no police chief.
Oh, okay.
It's the head of NASA again.
So
NASA must have been a recurring theme in the 80s.
Yeah, well, he'd have to be the head of NASA then, wouldn't he?
That's where, personally, if you want my money for this movie, I'm going to insist that he is
okay.
The astronaut guy.
But I have to just really stress this. Terry Crews as E.T. would make me actually want to watch the movie that I hate. Yeah.
I'm not signing off.
I'm not signing off on the original.
I'm not signing off on this movie.
Here we go, Gav. Your final one. A classic. Die Hard.
Awesome. I love Die Hard.
Who have we got?
Right. I've got Jack Nicholson.
Ooh.
Michael Winslow. And Jim Varney. Ernest P. Warren himself, mate.
Right. I can see where some of them immediately go for me anyway, but where are they going for you?
Die Hard for me, I'm pitching you a comedy movie.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson he can only really be my Hans Gruber
Okay, yeah.
of the piece.
Yeah.
Michael Winslow, good buddy cop.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
He's going to do some machine gun noises at parts in my movie over the microphone to help McClane out. McClane really needs the help because he is now Jim Varney. I win this round automatically, I think, because of Jim Varney. Yeah, the man, Ernest is a franchise in himself. Ernest Saves Nakatomi is my movie. It's not called Die Hard anymore. We've got the powerhouse that is Jack Nicholson for the Oscar. We've got the other two for the rest.
I mean, I like what you're telling me here. I do. I mean, is it as good as the original? Probably not, but I'd still watch the hell out of it.
Replace the word probably with definitely not. But this is now Die Hard.
I'm sold.
I think it would have stood the test of time like the original one for different reasons.
I don't know if it had lasted as long as the original, but...
The performances with Gruber on screen would have been scary as fuck. The cutting your feet scene and jumping off of roofs with Jim Varney and the faces. Ooh, imagine he does the big scene at the end, but the window doesn't smash. So he just face plants the window and rubs his face down the glass as he slowly slides down to the next floor. That's my movie. With that, we've changed the landscape of cinema as we all know it.
Yep. You know, would you have chosen those selections?
Be totally honest.
Yeah.
You want to see those movies as much as we've just enjoyed making them up completely. How can you not want to watch Jim Varney in Die Hard or Terry Crews in E.T. Or Bobcat Goldthwait as the ship from Navigator. Reynolds as Indiana Jones.
Hulk Hogan as the Terminator.
Oh my God, yeah. Jeff Goldblum is... what a great game. So yeah, if you're stuck for a game to play with your friends at dinner parties, roll them the low ball, courtesy of us. Play that game with them. Yeah, it's all good fun. It's all good fun until Hollywood do us for copyright. Well, listeners, now it's time for another one of Tommy's fascinating thought experiments. So, mate, what you got for me this week?
Right, this week, after last week, I thought we'll go a little bit simpler. So this is the salties paradox. Basically, at what point does a small change in quantity lead to a change in quality? That's what it's asking you. Okay, so let's get into this. It's asking you to imagine a mound of sand with 1 million grains in it. The pile of sand is unaffected by the removal of even one grain. Even if another grain is removed, it remains a sand pile. This cycle continues until only a few grains of sand are left. When does the mound stop becoming a pile? In other words, when does a small change of quantity cause a big difference in quality? So, you've got a pile of sand and you keep taking one grain off at a time.
Yeah.
At what point does it stop becoming a pile?
What constitutes a pile? One man's pile is another man's mound.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean?
Yeah. You get into the nub of the matter here because it's basically showing how poor language is, essentially, in describing certain things.
It also highlights that interpretation by people involved in a matter is almost like a foreign language barrier at times.
Yeah.
It's a simple case of what constitutes a pile to you.
Yeah.
Could be a man to me.
But let's take that aside for a second.
Right.
And we're just going by what you judge to be a pile. So
Okay.
we're not asking everyone's opinion, we're asking your opinion.
If I trip over it, it's a pile. If I don't, it's a beach. There you go. That's my constitution of a pile.
Yeah. Okay.
A pile of sand would be something that I trip over. To me, I guess a pile would be knee height. Knee height would be a pile. What would a pile be to you?
We'll probably be more than a bucket's worth, I reckon.
Yeah, but then that's just a bucket in a big Come on, mate. I do a lot of work on building sites and stuff like that. Nobody's ever gone, go and get us a pile and a bit of sand. Yeah, go get a bucket, chuck a bucket in the mix. But it's a bucket, it's not a pile.
Well, no, I'm saying a bucket's worth is a bucket's worth. If it's more than a bucket's worth, it's a pile.
How many more than a bucket? Are we talking about...
Again, we're back to this question. You know, how many grains...
It's self-interpretation.
How many grains does it take to be over a bucket's worth?
I don't know. I don't know. What's he trying to...
Well, it's saying that he's showing the limitations of words here. Because we say words like we know what they mean. And we all have a consensus opinion of what everything means. But we really don't. You know, when does a pile not be a pile?
Surely there's a language out there where the word pile doesn't exist as well. So like that's a double whammy of super fucked. If you've got to explain to somebody who doesn't have the word pile in their language, mind that pile of sand.
Yeah.
Like the what?
They can prove that language changes how you think. So someone that speaks in a different language to us will probably think in a slightly different way because of that language. There's a great example of this. There's an Aboriginal tribe in Australia. And they have the particular talent. They know exactly where all the compass points are at any one time. So they know where north is at any one time, or west, or east, or south, whatever. Right?
They got compasses?
No. But it's simply the way they use language. Because if they're sitting around a table, say, they wouldn't go, oh, could you pass the saltwater to the left of you? They would go, could you pass the saltwater to the northeast of you?
Really?
Yeah.
That's an actual...
That's the way they use language. In their own language, obviously. They don't actually literally say that. But because that's the way they use language, they automatically always know where the compass points are.
That's super accurate language.
Yeah.
That is a super accurate... So what would a pile of sand be to them?
Well, they live in Australia, so a pile of sand will be, like, just everywhere, mate.
Now I'm thinking, why have these Aboriginal people got a dinner table and a salt pot? They pass north-west with one another.
I mean, I'll just give you a silly example. I don't think these people are sitting around, having a roast dinner of a Sunday, but...
I don't know, mate. What constitutes a pile? Like I said, to me, it's anything I trip over. It's
Yeah.
about knee height.
But this is. I think you're really getting to this one because
There was a lot of other things that he could have picked than a grain of sand. It could have been a pile of dirt.
Yeah.
Could have been a pile of rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just sand. It just seems really.
Well, it's just a simple, easy way to.
Yeah, but it's not.
Everyone knows what sand is.
It's one of the hardest things to have to give a name to an amount of. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why he chose it, because it is so changeable.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. But what else I don't know is how it's going to change my use of the word pile. I'm worried I'm going to stop myself mid-conversation now and think, is it a pile? Can I use the word pile? It's a pile of sand? It's a bit of sand. There's a bit of sand over there, mate.
Yeah.
Used to be a pile, but then I got wise to the world and I learned it's not a pile.
I mean, you could even take it the other direction. When does a pile of sand become a mountain of sand?
Oh, or a mound.
Yeah.
How many grains of sand in a mound?
When does a rock become a boulder?
When you can't pick it up.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
It's got to be. Come on.
Yeah.
It's got, when would it become a boulder to you?
When it chases Indiana Jones down the tunnel.
So childish.
Yeah.
This is a scientific experiment.
Yeah.
And we're talking Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I'm gutted I didn't get there first, to be honest. Well, what is the size of a boulder? Really? That's again. This is a good thought experiment. It's making me think about a lot of things.
Yeah. It's showing you that what we think is very factual language is actually very much open to interpretation.
So I've got to try and answer this now. Then a pile.
Well, I think you already have, in your own way.
Well, no, because now my brain don't fucking work like that. Right? And I think about I'm now going to be fucked. Trying to describe amounts. I'm not good with numbers and sizes and all sorts of shit like that as it is.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to be super fucked because I don't know what a pile is anymore. This is going to cause some future issues for me.
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, another one I just thought of. When a woman's getting ready for an evening out, and you're with her, obviously, and you ask her the question, how long are you going to be? Because the answer is almost always, it's be 5 minutes.
Like, fuck, is it going to be 5 minutes?
Exactly.
I've got enough time.
Everybody knows.
I've got enough time to watch another episode of Game of Thrones or something before you're ready to even look at the front door, let alone walk out.
Yeah. And then you've got the male other half of that. You know, I'm going for a pint. How often has a pint been about a gallon?
Didn't stipulate how many pints.
No, I'm going for a pint.
That's just a lie. If you go out the door going, I'm just going for a pint, you've got a problem because you're lying to yourself. You're not going to make the effort of walking all the way to the pub to have 1 pint. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. As your partner got to be to believe that you're just going for 1 pint as well. And that's just a drink. Now imagine if you were going, I'm going out to get a pile of sand. You could be gone indefinitely. Without a metric measurement, you could be gone literally a lifetime. You could walk out the door, come back 40 years later, like, yeah, I've got a pile of sand.
Half of Arabia is sort of out the back, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then, after 40 years, what if the partner you'd left to go and get the pile of sand looked at it and went, that's not a pile of sand, that's a lot of sand. Yeah, or that's a bit of sand.
It's a fair bit.
That's a fair bit, yeah. What's an unfair bit? What's an unfair bit of sand?
A cup. We could sit here and discuss this for hours now.
It's thought-provoking, because like I said, I'm now going to have to pause myself. And even if I don't, the back of my brain's going to be going, are you sure that's a pile? Or, you lied. You told them a pile. That's not a pile. That's less than a bucket and a bit. This is a question that would have been best sorted to a tape measure or a depth gauge or something to get an accurate answer than a thought experiment. But it does make me think, well, how many times when you define something to somebody by what you know, is it not right to them because it's different to how they know something?
Language is imperfect.
So is my definition of a pile of sand as well, apparently. I've learnt this week that I can't measure things.
Who can?
I can measure it, but it might not be what you think it is. I really
Yeah.
want to go and meet these Aboriginal people now that just talk in compass points.
Yeah.
And say, quick, look north. Look at that bird.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it was episode 6 of Tommy&Chi's Peacing in the Wind.
Another one in the bag, eh, mate?
Another one, loving it.
And we hope you loved it as well, and we hope you've loved and learned a little bit more about yourself this week.
Doubtful, but you never know.
Well, we'll be back again soon, that we do know, because there's always more shit to talk about, mate.
Yeah, right, that's Toodle Pip from me, and...
Arrivederci!